I will entitle this one The Truth. What I have found through my investigation of looking for proof into the nature of reality. There are very few provable proofs, but there are some. Some people say the truth can't be found, but that's, to me, obsolete. There is a truth. It's obvious by our mere existence, and that brings me to my first understanding of what proof is. The first and primary proof is that I exist. It's from this basis that we have to start, because it's the one proof we don't need any real proof of. It's the one truth that is standalone and on its own merit. You exist if you are aware of what I'm saying and aware of your existence. The self, that indelible part of us which is aware, it may not be just consciousness. I believe that it's deeper than that. The consciousness that we perceive in our normal daily lives as awake consciousness as humans is a surface portion of whatever it is that we are, and I've touched that at points in my explorations. But the main part is that we exist. That is true. So we start from that basis. From here, within my understanding, as physical reality goes, we exist within a physical reality. We exist within a body, and the body has certain limitations to it, as well as the mind that is projected through the body. It uses a brain, it uses the neurological connections, and those things do have their limits. Just as the body has its limits, not everyone has the same form, and therefore the reality that they'll perceive is going to be pretty much skewed through whatever form the body might have. To give drastic inference, if you're born blind, you're not going to have sight, and in that case your reality will not depend upon that particular framework of perception. Everybody has their own framework within the body, but the body is true. If we're dealing with physical reality, we have to deal with it as true. I know there's a lot of teachings saying that reality is an illusion. To a point that may be true, but that does not make it any less a reality, any less real or true. It exists, therefore it's true. And in a lot of cases, some of the teachings like to coat over some of the normal aspects of physical reality in saying that it's created by higher dimensions, this, that, and the other, which again may be true, but the true that we can see, the true that we can perceive, we have to start with that. Science is coming up with what the reality is. In many ways, this is coming to a point of quantum physics where we understand that the observation of something gives it the reality of a physical form. However, this is still a vague area of research. In many ways, it still needs to be explored deeply, and a lot of misconstrued ideas may come before we fully understand that. So our first truth, we exist. And within that truth we exist in physical reality. Physical reality has its laws, has its principles which it operates on, and those principles are true and remain true as laws of the physical universe. Because of the nature of things, looking at this universe, for this I won't dive into deeper understandings that I may have come by. Those may be true, but without proof it is hard to deal with trying to get those across and to teach them as anything other than a philosophy. So for the remainder of most of my talks, I will be talking in that realm. A philosophy of what I have come to understand and believe. And I am at the point of my understanding where I know that just a belief does not necessarily make it true. So I have to fall back on the first premise basis of what is true. And the same applies to everyone if they can understand that. First truth, you exist. That is the primary point from which your reality, your existence, and what existence is, comes from.